Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Bacchus, and today's episode is 234.
I'm Jamal Smith.
Hey, it's Tony.
It's Tony Incognito.
Oh, yeah, you could say that, huh? Tony Incognito.
She's doing some extracurricular activities right now, so she is going to be in and out today. But we'll treat this like a Howard Stern radio show.
I didn't say that. I said I woke up, my eyes were swollen, so I'm not going to be on camera. You said I'm going to be in and out because of extracurricular. No, not at all. That's funny, though.
She's in the background doing some stuff.
Just don't have my face on today.
It's going to be odd listening to you talk and just looking at your icon do like this.
Every time I speak. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to join you in the frame. Hey, y'all, we're going to talk like this today. We're going to this the radio. We're just going to keep it going. So this is our new look for the end of the season, 2 weeks. And we will be talking to you. Hopefully you can just listen to us. And when you do it this way,
we're like a real podcast.
Room for error. Exactly. No room for dead
audio
air.
Podcast.
Normally when you're just talking. Exactly. And, you just have to jump in when we get in. So if somebody else starts talking, I will shut up and vice versa. So take it away, Jim.
Goofy today.
We're not going to do that to the audience. They'll be looking at us like, they're not there.
Right.
So happy Monday, everyone. There was a lot of events going on this weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be at all of them. I did end up going to the Christmas tree event Christmas tree lane lighting event. I was up there from about 3:15 to about 5 o'clock. And I had been doing stuff, doing so many things that day that I was just tired. But I got to talking to the nonprofit that gives away the musical instruments. I believe the guy's name is Brandon. I'm probably going to have him come on one of our Wellness Wednesdays to talk about what he's been doing for the kids since the fires have happened and a lot of them have lost their instruments. He was also instrumental in having live bands play at the backpack giveaway at the Rose Bowl, which we did film some of that. And we did show it to you back in August, I believe that was. And he's doing really a lot of good things for the community. So, I'd like to let him come on and share what he's been doing and go from there.
That's cool, man. I didn't go to anything. Literally nothing. But it looked like people had a good time, especially at the tree lighting ceremony.
I went to everything, I feel like, this weekend. Maybe that's why I woke up.
Yeah, that was good. You never...
Maybe that's why my eyes were like, girl, you did too much.
Right.
I went to...
Did you...
On Saturday, I went first to the Lena Kennedy's event at First AME, the town hall for Edison. And one of the pastors, Keith Kennebrew, was the moderator, and he did a good job. There were a lot of questions that people submitted online, or, it was a Google form when you signed up and they had a space for your question. And they didn't get to all of them. It was 20 plus questions. But both Pedro Perazzo, I believe is his name, who's the CEO of Edison International, and Funmi Williamson, who is the CCO and Senior VP of Southern California Edison, were there. And I did have a picture of that Fumi lady that I put in our WhatsApp, but they were there and they answered questions. So as usual, when I do a recap of either a panel I'm on or something that I attend, I'm going to speak it, and people may like it or they may not. Just like our recap on episode 213, which we temporarily took down. I think we're going to be putting that back up soon. But that was the one that I was on the panel with KBLA. But on this one, good morning, Marcus. Yep, that was Fumi. And next to her is Pedro. I had cropped it like that because there's a young lady that I now call one of my other kids or my goddaughter. Her name is Fumi. So I'd never known anyone named Fumi. And she was there and I was like, oh, wow. So I sent that to her.
Twice.
But, huh?
Yeah. I said 2 names within a month.
I know, right? So Fumi was there.
Want me to keep sharing the pictures, or are you want them taken down?
This is just, I think this is the only one I have for that event. Mm-hmm. So I'll speak to that real quick, and then we can talk about the next event, which was for me, the Christmas tree lane. I got up there about 2:00 or about 1:45, and I had a perfect place that I parked, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, I just have to be honest. They kept going over the program. They talked about how they had those, I believe it was 3. And Scott, if you're watching, good morning. He's their PR person, communications PR. And he said he watched our episode 213 from KBLA because, they had found out about us or whatever, and that's fine. But he got my name and number. He said he wanted to contact me this week, but he also met my parents. He said, oh, yeah, I remember you talking about your parents and everything that they've lost and how you felt like this offer was. And he couldn't remember the word, right? He was like, what did you say? I said it was a sham. I said, that's exactly how I feel to date. I feel like it's a sham. And he was like, okay, yeah, that is what you said. So he was there, but it was talking points, basically. They didn't give any new information as far as I or we are concerned, because we've seen the offer, we've talked about it, we've heard from people about, afterwards, once they went to it. And so Pedro talked about he's been in Pasadena, I think, for 37 years. He wants to be able to walk around the community. So they're doing everything they can to be fair with this offer. Mind you, they're not talking to individual people. And of course, lawyers aren't going to let them do that. But they're going by this guy who, has created these type of programs before, right? And basically people said, well, we feel like it's pennies on the dollar. And they were like, no, we're trying to do better than that. But I really believe the biggest takeaway for me was, at the end of the day, it's going to be an individualized process, right? Because each home, each parcel, each person, it's a unique situation. So it's not a one size fits all. And one thing that I think was very important that they did reiterate, because a lot of people felt, well, gosh, if I do this, what if I can't back out? Well, you can back out until you sign the final document that accepts their offer and you say, yes, cut a check. So what they were telling people was, anybody, renters like you, Brian, or whomever, go online and submit everything. And there's a difference between a fast settlement or the more detailed review. So the fast settlement is basically, you put in where you lived, you were a tenant. If you were a tenant, you got to have a rental agreement or something from the landlord, yada, yada, yada. And then talk about everything. I think what you lost, you don't even have to list everything. But if you're a tenant, there's one, area that you submit. If you're a homeowner, it's a little bit different. But you submit it. They will do what they can, go through, take their time and say, okay, based on this is what we would give you as an offer. And you can either accept it, like after you've had someone, an attorney or whoever look at it, or you can come back and say, no, I don't accept it, and go on with your litigation. So I think for people that didn't know anything about it, that was important to learn. I didn't know my parents were there until I was walking out and I saw them. And my mom had the pad that they had several, notepads out. She had like a page or two of notes, and she was like, oh my gosh, this was really good. And I said, no, but for me, because we've talked about it, right? It wasn't anything really new, except the fact that you can either do the fast pay or detailed settlement. So what will happen is on the fast pay, they will send you what their offer is. And if you think that, no, they missed A, B, C, or D, or there's more information you want them to have to consider, you submit that, and then it turns into a detailed review. So it wouldn't be that fast process, to get a payment. Also, one thing that was brought up, there was a question from someone and they said they have to wait and see. And someone said, well, you need to be doing more advocating. So Congress has set up where through December 31st, any settlements, whether it's with Edison or, anything else, will not be taxed. But most of these, as we know, today is December 8th. If you don't get that in and get a payment before the 31st of this month, then it could go into next year. And as of now, Congress has not extended that. And so they said, and I have air quotes up though you can't see me, they're working with Congress to try to advocate so that it can be extended, right? Because obviously if they just offer this, and they said 1,200, I think either 58 or 1,285 people have submitted for this program, for the fast pay program. That does not mean that all of those 1,200 plus are going to accept the offer. It was brought up, once you do this, like I talked about before, a CNR, which is a confirmation and release, basically, you can't come back for anything else, right? And if you have health problems in 5 or 10 years that are related to the toxins that happened because of this fire, because they didn't take down their tower, you can't come back and try to sue for that. So I think, for people that had not heard or were not sure, that's good information to know. We've talked about it here before, but basically they just reiterated, both Fumi and Pedro reiterated over and over and over what the program is. And one thing that they did say, I think it was in the second iteration of this program, is for homeowners, there's a bucket of $200,000 that's like a premium something. So say, again, I believe it's $1,600 square foot home. The settlement would be about $600,000 or whatever. But because people were saying, well, how come Edison won't pay for people's dirt to be remediated, right? Like testing and all of that. And they say, well, if you take the fast pay program, there's an additional $200,000 we're giving you that could take care of that, right? Or things like solar or, whatever. They're giving you the settlement plus a premium of $200,000. Someone said, I lost both my cars. What about that? You guys aren't paying for that. They said, replace your cars with this $200,000, things like that. So basically, that's what they did at this. I thought it was very interesting in the very beginning because we were in the fellowship hall of First AME Church on the north side of the parking lot, that Funmi said, I love being here. This reminds me of growing up. I think she grew up in the South, like in down home church, because I see so many people that remind me of my grandmother, my aunties, my uncles, and I'm a woman of faith. And then Pedro got the mic again and said, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I've served in, I think, the Catholic Church, right? As this or this. And so I thought, me personally, like, okay, here comes the gaslighting, right? Because they want you to know they go to church too or whatever. But again, the same talking points that have been stated before, they continue to state. And basically that means this is their finalized, offer on this program. It is what it is. You can submit for it, see what would come out of it for you. And if you like it, you can take it. And if you don't, then don't, and move on with an attorney for litigation. So that's that. Second program. Oh, I called you, Brian, in between because I was like, I'm gonna go. I like fried wontons, and I love like fried rice, right? So I was gonna go right there to what is it on Howard and Lake, China Express, and I did because I was like, I'll get the fried wontons here. Usually I get my fried rice there, but I wanted to go up to Maya on Lake by right above Webster's and get their fried rice because it has like cashews and pineapples and stuff, right? Why did I do that and go up there, Brian? And they were closed. And I was so disappointed because I was like, okay, I just got 2 egg rolls.
You fixed your mouth to taste that, huh?
I did. And I had 2 egg rolls and wontons from China Express. I was like, I'm not going back down there. So I didn't. I just sat and ate those. But I parked right there. You know, the stretch between Alameda and Calaveras on Santa Rosa? There is the side street that you can go on because Coleman starts on El Molino and then it dead ends. And to get to the other side of Coleman, you have to go Santa Rosa, but then there's a little side drive to get to Coleman. There was no one parked there. So I parked right there. And I'm glad I did because it's almost like the halfway point between the Eagles and going up to the library. And they were blocking off all the streets. So I got there before the sheriffs pulled up to block people and everything. And that's where I stayed. I ate a bunch of my wontons and stuff because I was hungry. And then I put my seat all the way back and took a nap till like 3:00. And then, or like 5 minutes to 3, and I got out and I walked up to the library area, started seeing people, talking to people, did the Disney. You could bring those up, Jamal, if you'd like. I did the Disney area. They had a beautiful area that was that's Altadena School, Altadena Arts and Magnet, which, you know, Dana Hill is the principal of. So they were there. They were the best little performers. It was amazing. Their little program, dance and all of this. It was singing. It was great. That was just them. I took a few pictures. They were lining up. So this was the Disney area. You walked in, and the first thing you did, they called it the Disney, I think it was Disney Village. But what you did, you walked in, and when you walked in, to your right, if you wanted to, there was a place that either going in or coming out, you could go and paint. They had like mural type stuff up, right? And then, or kids could. And then on the left, you walked, and before you even got to the characters, they had Ziploc bags that they handed everyone. And then you went down each station, and there were Cheez-Its, granola bars, all this different stuff that you put in the Ziploc bag, about 6 items. And at the end of the table, they gave you these stickers that said you're officially an honorary Disney volunteer for their Disney Village volunteer or whatever. And those Ziploc bags were going to be packaged up, and they will later be given to some of the schools before Christmas of all the children whose schools either burned down or whatever, they're displaced. And there was a guy named Colin. When you go to Disneyland, they have their badges with their name on them and the city they're from. So he said, Colin, Altadena, California. So I said, hey, Colin, I said, you're an Altadena? He said, yes. And I just gave him a big hug. I was like, we're gonna be all right, brother. And he was like, yeah. He said, there's 20 of us that are here that lost our homes. And I said, oh, wow. So later they announced, I thought Catherine Barger said 20, but someone posted 60. But there's a bunch of Disney employees in Altadena that lost their homes. And so what they did, they went to Disney and said, what can you do, to help us recover? And once they were talking about the Christmas tree lane lighting, Disney said, we want to bring characters. We want to have this Disney village and all of this. And when they talked to the town council and the people that do this, they said, we'll allow you to come in and do it, but we don't want this to turn into a Disney tree lighting, right? And they said, no, we won't overtake everything that you guys are doing. We just want to be there and be supportive and bring characters for the kids to help, with the kids feeling better and stuff. So I thought that was super cool. So you could walk, and you didn't get to go up on the stage with Minnie, but if you see where that bow is, it's a wooden like fence. And you stood right there, and wherever you stood to the left or the right, she would turn, and then you would take either a selfie, or the Disney person would take a picture with you. So you didn't get to go up and hug them and touch them or anything like that. And the characters, the first one we walked by was Pluto, and then he was leaving and Goofy came up. So there's Goofy. I did a little selfie with him. And then after Goofy was Minnie, and then you walked around the other side and there was Stitch. And the kids were walking around, and this is Ariel and her daughter. Her daughter's name is Kier. When we walked around to the side where Stitch was, that little girl screamed like you would not believe. Because the kids love Stitch. She was like, ah! And so she was super excited. I took a picture of her and her mom with Stitch, and then I just did a selfie with them or whatever. So it brought joy to these children that went through. And it was so nice to see all the kids excited about, being able to be there and kind of take a picture with their character behind them, not having to go to Disneyland to do it, right? So it definitely brought joy. And then I just walked around everywhere. They had everything you could imagine, all of the booths of, everybody, town council, Odyssey School was there. It was funny because Hannah and Seth went to Odyssey like way back from when it started, basically. And one of their teachers, I haven't even sent them the picture, he was like, "Hey, Miss Rains, how's Hannah and Seth?" I didn't even remember his name, right? And then the other parents were there, and they were like, "Yeah, Daniel, something." And I was like, "They are great." So he was like, "Please tell him I said hi. I follow Seth on Instagram." He said, "I know he was in the hospital. Did he go down on his motorcycle?" I was like, "No." So I explained all of that. But the impact that, kids and teachers and everybody has, because Altadena is the community it is so great for somebody to remember. I mean, Seth is 28, Hannah's 31, and they went there, when they were elementary, or whatever. So super cool. Yeah, those are some pictures that I just took as I was walking around. You can go through them. Yeah, those are different booths and people. That was the Flag Girls from John Muir. I was going down to say hi to the Alumni Drum Association, and they were there. I took pictures of them. I think I also took a picture of the band who was practicing over to my right. Yeah, with Karen Clagis. I saw her, and she was like, "You're a Bailey." I said, "Yeah, Tony." And then Eric, Steph, Jess, she was like, "Yeah, Annie," talking about Annie Larson, who lived on our side of the lake, just a block above. She was like, "She asked about you recently." And I was talking to her about her mom and the gold Cadillac that Miss Clay just had. And we just laughed about all that stuff. She said, "Somebody else, you guys never forget that." I was like, "No," because she used to roll up to Loma Alta like a boss in that gold Cadillac. You guys remember that? What is that story, that movie? Matilda? Mm-hmm. Brian, you might, because you watch movies. You remember how what was that lady's name? The evil one had that big gold Cadillac. That's like the Cadillac, a 70 or 71 gold Cadillac that Miss Clay just had. She used to take us home if we were had to stay for something, but the greatest teacher ever. So Karen is her daughter, and she's the band leader now at Muir. And we all went to school together, and she played clarinet in the band with my brother Eric, and now she's the band director at Muir. So that was them getting ready. I just took pictures of some of the food truck, pickles and peas. That's Mediterranean food. There were...
Do you want me to play the video or no?
No, you don't have to. That was rice balls of fire, and it's all a bunch of... Oh, I know, right?
It's rice balls.
That ain't me. That's the truck. But you go ahead. Oops. There was the other one. That's a kettle corn guy, and he had all kind: rainbow, regular, caramel, all of that popcorn. And there was a huge line at his truck. He must have sold out probably anything that he brought. That was Ian. And so I walked up to him. I was filming, and he was filming. So we start filming each other.
Like you and I do.
Right. I said, well, I'm gonna film you while you're filming me, type thing. So
It's cool though because he never gets any footage of himself doing
Right.
anything, and that's what I always tell Brandon. I'm like, Brandon, when you're taking the pictures, catch me in the act of doing. So people can actually see that we're doing stuff and we're there because we're usually there just taking pictures of everything else. Nobody sees us in our background and our element.
Yeah, so that's what I did with Ian. Now this picture I had to snag because that's my mom with the black beanie on, and that's Jack Stiver. So on the show, I've talked before about the Stivers owning the 76 gas station that was on Mendocino and Lake that some people don't even know existed because they've only seen Everest, right?
I remember that gas station. I used to get my gas from there with my little bug.
Yeah, so that was Jack Stiver. And then in the background is my dad hugging Helen. Helen is younger than me, but her hair is white like my dad, and Jack's her dad. But they own that. And then him and his brother and his dad owned that one. There was also a gas station that they had. They had two, that one and one over on Lincoln. And so both of them, they closed down around the same time. That's when it became a Pioneer Chicken for a while. And then the Tops and then Everest. And now it's nothing. But Jack just moved in about a month ago to his house. It didn't burn down. And it's right up the street from my parents' house. And so he was asking my parents, like, when are you guys going to start rebuilding and come back? But I wanted to take that picture of them embracing because they hadn't all seen each other, right, since the fires. And Helen and I always stay in contact. So go ahead, Jamal. I think it's one more of those pictures. I don't know. Yeah, just all of them hugging. I just thought that's so great, right? When you've got neighbors that you've known forever to see each other again and hug. Anyway,
that is cool.
And hug.
This is one tree. This tree is lit up. It's not the Christmas tree lane lighting though. This is in front of someone's house and they decorate that themselves. So they had that one turned on already. Go ahead. So this picture I did not take. I actually stole that. No, I didn't steal it. It was texted to me, so I just included it. Pamela took that. I saw Antoine because I went way over when I was by the band and stuff and said hi to all of the drum squad that was there. Lupe was there, and she's 3 months out of surgery, but walking good now without her cane, and she was there to play. And I said, Lupe, you're going to walk down Santa Rosa? You just had your surgery. But when I say Lupe is a rider when it comes to our drum squad, so she was there. And Rhonda was there. I saw her. And that's John in the back. He's a young man that's friends with my kids, but he's part of the drum. Okay.
Oh, that's Big John's son. No.
I don't know who his dad is, I don't think. But
so his dad plays bass in the drum.
Oh, okay, then probably so. So yeah. I just know him as John because Kent and John were always at my house. They're friends of Gerald's, and John was always at the house.
Yeah, John
so I know
is
him.
a good drummer. I mean, that dude, he's great. And he's been coming to the drum corps. Yeah, he's been in the drum corps. He wasn't even in the drum corps, was in the drum corps. You know what I'm saying? Right. Wasn't even in high school yet.
Right. So that's how long I've just known him since he was little, because he's always in my house, spending the night, eating up my food, all that. Which is not negative. It's just one of my other kids.
He was a big boy.
Yeah, but one of my other kids, right? That was always at the house. So, and even now when he sees me, he comes to church sometimes. He'd be like, "Hey, Mom," it's just another one of my children. So, which I tell people, anytime you have a bunch of kids, you have double that. I have 4 kids. It seemed like I always had and was feeding 8 kids because everybody always wanted their own friend to spend the night. So that was them as they were getting ready to start. The sheriffs literally had to escort them through the crowd to get to the top of Christmas Tree Lane. Because when I tell you the amount of people, it was bananas. They said it was 20,000 that showed up. I don't know, because I'm sure they didn't like click, 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 click every time they saw a person, but it was pretty crazy. So they got there, and after they lit up, they walked from there down to, they didn't go down as far as Calaveras, just below the library. Go ahead. it was a nightmare trying to get through all that stuff too. So this was Light Up the Night. It was a moment of silence for the 19 lives that were lost. They asked everybody to turn on our phone flashlights, and we did. So that was pretty cool. I tried to video it. I don't know if you have it or not, but
turn on your heart light. Hey, how many people you think were there?
You didn't hear what I just said, huh? You weren't paying attention. That's all good. It was crowded. It was
crowded.
No, and I also said
about 20 grand.
It was about 20,000.
Really?
That's what they estimated from above. Did you see the helicopters that were up above?
No, I was not paying attention to that.
So it was literally going both directions on Mariposa. People just going, because the Disney part was to the west of Santa Rosa, no, to the east, and the food trucks and stuff were to the west. So it was packed, not just right here at the corner in front of the library, but all
I'm bring it right back.
Yeah, and then all the way down to just about Calaveras. It was kind of insane, the amount of people. And in the parking lot of the library, they had about 3, maybe 4 food trucks and then a bunch of vendor booths. So it was crazy crowded, like everywhere. You could go to the next one.
You want to do the countdown?
Oh, was that the countdown one?
5, 8, 7.
Oh yeah, she started us at 10.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
People saying
Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas, Happy New Year, all kind of stuff. We were like, who said Happy New Year?
They tried to get the bell, the what's that? The ball drop earlier.
Right. But if you see how people are almost not moving, we were trying to walk down Santa Rosa, just anywhere.
That's crazy. Just
Yeah,
get
that
to
was
a side
behind me.
street.
Yeah, that was behind me. I kept taking pictures of either in front.
Where was
or
your
behind.
selfie stick?
I in the car. I didn't want to bring it out because I didn't.
That
plan
would
on
have been
bringing it
perfect
out.
because you could have
I
just
know.
turned the film on and just raised it up.
No, I didn't want to
No,
because I
that's
just
too
knew
much
somebody
like,
would knock it out of my hand, and I'd be mad. And I was trying to have peace that night. So go ahead, Jamal. The next one.
Silent night.
Yeah. So I just, but even without the selfie stick, I just raised my camera. It was good enough.
Yeah, those pictures, the colors of the light bulbs throw off every picture because the camera doesn't know where to focus.
Yeah, it's that glare. So, but I kind of like it like that because you still see the people. So as I was getting
Yeah, it
down,
looks like what's that, Aerial Borealis?
oh yeah, the light. So I was below the library at this point because as you see, there's less people just congesting the middle of the street. But cars were everywhere. Are there?
That's the last one.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah, every year I go up to the top of it and wait till there are no cars coming up and down, usually about midnight, and take a picture of it with the regular camera. It comes out so dope looking.
Well, it's cleared now again. It was funny because Rhonda Carson and I, we were like, so we're no longer the best kept little secret.
Nah, this is not ours anymore. Now it's the whole world's.
Yeah. So.
Well, we still got Bailey and Mansion memories. They can't take those away from us, and we still have Hastings Ranch.
Well, you know how I feel about Bailey and Mansion.
I know. They're no longer a viable entity for Christmas anyway. They quit a few years ago. So
then yesterday I wound up going over to the Eagles Lodge in Arcadia because Judy Chu, I didn't know this was her 17th annual, but yesterday was her 17th annual toy drive and toy giveaway. So they asked people to bring toys. They bring them first, and then they put them on all these tables, and then they give them away to organizations. And so there were a bunch of orgs, the Pasadena JCs, tons of orgs that were receiving toys. We, a few weeks ago, got an email saying that Judy Chu would like for Altadena Talks to be a recipient this year. And so I did go to that. yeah, all the tables kind of look like that, and behind it you would see the names of the organizations. Yeah, that was our hours. And so I was just trying to make sure I got that. But these tables were like full of toys that were given by people all throughout the San Gabriel Valley. The Altadena Rotary was there. I saw My Tribe Rise Heavenly showed up. They had a table just to the right of ours. Passion Project, Brandon Lamar, several others. So there's me, Judy Chu, her husband Mike, and that Santa. And then that's just Mike talking. He was giving a whole introducing Judy. I said, man, he's her hype man, because he was like, went way back to the beginning of her career and went succinctly. She's done this and this and this and this, and how long she's been, I think 27 or so years. So it was so cool, because I was like, that's what's up. Have your own husband be your hype man, because he knows it all, right? And he did a great job. Even when she came up, she was like, wow, what an introduction. So that was her just talking about, this being the 17th annual and the different entities and organizations that had given and those that were there. So yeah, there's me and her and Santa. That's one of the bags that's still in my car, but we got 3 bags of toys and 2 boxes of toys. And so that was the back of the trunk. As they put them in, yep. And so all of that, the back of my car right now is full of toys. And we'll be until, I think, Wednesday or Thursday this week, because at Altadena Talks, we are going to partner with Victory Bible Church, because when we were asked to come and be a participant and receive toys, I was like, okay, we will. Then I was like, okay, what are we going to do with them though? How are we going to give them away? So Passion Project is also, I found out, going to be partnering with BBC, and they have, I will try to get it for tomorrow, but they have a registration link, because they want kids from all over the community that lost, not only their homes, but their schools, and they're displaced still, to be able to come and get toys. And so you have to register. And yesterday they didn't have the link up on the website. I told Pastor John right after he came down from saying it, I was like, so I know you said this at the earlier service and you are now, but there's no QR code or no link for when people or where people would register. So I think that they were working on that, and they will have something very soon. So I'll find out if it's up today. And if so, I'll get that information so that people will know where to register. And it's for all of Altadena and the people that were impacted by the fires. And it's going to they're going to take all of our chairs out, and the sanctuary will be set up and look like a big toy store, where once you've registered, you check in, and the kids will be able to go around, I believe, to stations or whatever, and get their toys. So that's my entire weekend. That took quite a bit of time for everything that I went to this weekend that was community focused. So,
which is, you pretty much went to everything and we went to nothing. In fact, the thing that I was at with you, you summarized it greatly. I don't need to speak on it at all.
Oh, the lighting?
Tree lighting ceremony. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So knocked out 2 birds with 1 stone with that one. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes I can't go to stuff and Brian does everything, or Brian and Jamal. Sometimes, so this was my weekend to do everything, and it's all good, because again, we do it for the community. And then if we could come recap and talk about, what we attended and why, and how the community overall will benefit from it, then it's all good. So, I do want, if you could bring up the Christmas experience. So Christmas experience, Paznaz Church holds 1,800 people. We have sold 1,400 tickets. There are 150 tickets left as of yesterday. Don't know if that's still the case for that ticketing But then we have an additional 25. I've given maybe 10 or so away. I need to look for this thing, and I'll tell you in just a second, because I want to make sure that we have enough still, and that people go to that altadenatalks.org/VBC Ticks and sign up, because if you would like to go to this concert event, please go and sign up now so that you will still have tickets, because I would hate for us to say it and then you go and then there are no more tickets. So if you would like to attend, let me see, Survivor tickets. Okay, Eden Fire Survivor tickets. I'm trying to open the form in the document. So today we have 2 responses, and there are 1, 2, 3 people out of these tickets, out of the 25 that we purchased. I'm going to put the names in of the people that I talked to that are going to go on it too. But yeah, if you would like to go, we are sponsoring some of these tickets, 25 of them, and go and enjoy this, especially if you're an Eden Fire survivor. We have sponsored 25 tickets. So please sign up to attend if you'd like. It's going to be some great music. There is between 80 and 100 voice community choir. I know a few weeks ago they said 80, but they had an all-day rehearsal at Victory, and I had to go use the restroom, so I was there. And I can't tell you how many people were there, but there were a lot inside, and the parking lot was full of cars. So they may be very, very close to or at that 100 voice choir already. There is a 28-piece orchestra. This guy Maestro did it with, I don't think it was 28 pieces a couple years ago. So this is the largest orchestra we've had to date, and Leon Lacey is conducting that. And then Paul Cornish, who's amazing, is going to be on keyboards and stuff. And then Wendy Wyatt, I don't know who that is, and none of us do. And then there's some other artists, and Pastor John won't tell us who it is, but he literally is, he kept saying he's in between Tyrese and Luther, or just under Tyrese's age, but not Luther's age, which still didn't give anybody a clue. But he's not a gospel artist or whatever. He's secular artist, but he will be there doing whatever. So it'll be really, really great, because a lot of times people think, oh, this is at a church. It's going to be, we're trying to convert you, this and that. No, we don't do that at Victory. And there's going to be just soulful arrangements. It's all about Christmas, and especially for the Eden Fires, the part of the tickets that they had donated, they had 500 tickets somebody purchased and donated. That money is going to be split between, I believe, the Legacy Land Project and something else for Victory Survivor, for Eden Fire survivors. And there is an entire section that those 500 people will sit, because we want to acknowledge and honor Eden Fire survivors during this event. So if you'd like to go, it is Saturday, this coming Saturday at 6 p.m. It should be over around 8:30. It's at Paz Naz Church, which is Pasadena Nazarene, over at 3700 East Sierra Madre Boulevard, just past Field Elementary School, the same side of the street, the south side, and just east of Field, that humongous church over there. So that's that.
Well, I will share what I did do this weekend. And it was the most awesomest thing that could ever happen to me, is being a Steelers fan. And I'll show you guys. So I went to this thing called Cosm, right? And what it is it allows you to see your favorite teams without going to the state that your favorite team is in, right? So this experience, I would tell any fan you got a football team that you're a fan of, please go check this out, because this is such the awesomest thing you could ever do. So what it is you're it's like you're at the game. So we're sitting here, and of course they got what do you call that? Food service right there at your seat. So people come by and they ask you what you want and all that, and it's like you're sitting on the sideline. Well, right here, this vision is you're looking like you're at the field behind the field goal post. But then you get to see, the game that looks like this.
Hey, the next best thing to being actually at a
Man,
stadium.
are you kidding? Right. Of course, this is a scary film. That's her thing. Hey, these two are house divided. The Baltimore guy and the Steeler girl. But it was cool.
Now, was she a Steelers fan before hooking
No,
up with you, or is she just rooting for him for you?
she rooting for him because I'm a Steeler fan. She actually likes the Rams.
I hate that. I let me tell you something. I be telling people, I've dated people and they're like, I'm a Raiders fan, which means you gotta be. I'm like, I ain't and ain't gonna be.
No, she's a Rams
My own
fan.
person and who I like, I'm alike, regardless. And if we play against each other, I'm rooting against you. So I love it.
When we
If
play
they
against
play the
her,
Rams, she
will,
gonna root for them, huh?
Oh yeah,
Rams
definitely. She's
are
Exactly.
she's
That
a
makes
local
sense.
girl. But look,
Yeah,
doesn't that look like you're
rooting
right
for the
at the
Steelers
game?
because that's who's playing.
Doesn't it look
And
like
that's
you're
your team.
there?
It does.
That's crazy.
almost.
I love it, man. That's dope.
It is. It's the most awesome experience that you could, especially if you've never been to any of these stadiums. You get to actually, and here's the thing: you're watching it live, and there's TVs. If you look at the top left, there's this little gray, look like a triangle. That was one of the TV screens that actually showed the game on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So you could actually see the replays and all of that. It was cool. I really enjoyed
Have
it.
you gone to
That's what it
actual
looks like.
stadium? How many stadiums have you gone to?
Oh yeah, I've been to the SoFi Stadium. I've been to the Coliseum. I have not. I went to see the Steelers play the Chargers in 2015 when
Nice.
Michael Vick was playing. And actually, this one Charger fan was talking so much smack to us because we were not leading at any time during the game. But then when Mike handed it off to Le'Veon Bell, and he got in like the last 3 seconds, this dude cried all the way to the parking lot. We didn't even have to say anything to him. And then the most beautiful thing that I saw during that whole thing was when the game was over, all the Chargers left the parking lot. It was nothing but Steeler fans still tailgating till like 1 a.m. That was the best. I had so much fun that day. I didn't even mind driving back home at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, shit. I was hyper. I was like, yeah, that was great. That was the most exciting. I'm like, I'm giving you how I felt with the same emotion right now.
I can see,
awesome.
man. It's like you went
But I
right
have
back there.
I have not seen a game at Three Rivers or Acrisure or whatever they call it now, ever.
Is that
this
the
game?
stadium?
Yeah, that's the.
Okay.
This field is the Ravens one right here that we watched.
No.
I wanted to go
Rivers.
on. Huh?
Three Rivers. Is that
Three
the
Rivers,
stadium?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, that was the Three Rivers, and but they built a new one. Three Rivers was the old one. Heinz Field was the new one they built, and now it's sponsored by Acrisure. So they were right across the river from each other. But this is the first time I ever seen the Ravens field, so that was cool.
Baltimore.
We had a lot of Ravens sitting around us too. It was kind of dispersed. It was crazy because you couldn't tell the Ravens fans until all of a sudden they got the field goal and everybody stood up. Yeah, I said, okay, we know who you are now. Now we're seeing you being quiet this whole time. Now let's see. I got like 2 of these. What do you call it? Peachy shirts. Those only. No, I don't have any more jerseys. They all got burned up. I had an outfit for Steelers for every day of a month. So
yes, he did.
And all that stuff is gone. I'm sad. But my friend gave me valuable steel curtain jersey with all 4 steel curtain members' numbers on it and signatures. So I'm getting that framed right now. And that was like the best gift I could ever get for the Steelers. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was fun. I needed that. I needed to have something to take my mind off of all the stuff that we've been dealing with. So that actually did it for that moment.
Cool.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So I guess we're moving on to announcements.
Junoi.
Alrighty, here we go. Funky fresh, dressed to impress. Ready
to party.
All right, I'm just going to start off with the things that are going on. We'll cover the county stuff beginning tomorrow. So every Monday and Tuesday, the Freedom Shop for Eaton Fire Survivors is at Harambe Ministries at 1609 Navarro Street or Navarro Avenue in Pasadena. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they're going to have items that vary from toiletries to home essentials and much more. You do have to book your appointment in order to attend. You can scan the QR code to do so, or you can go to the website tinyurl.com/Harambe Freedom Store. And then we have the Eaton Health Village, which is providing the free medical and mental health clinics every Monday and Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's at 1280 East Washington Washington Boulevard in Pasadena. You can walk in or you can call to set up your appointment or ask questions at area code 951-595-7032. And then My Tribe Rise has the Adopt a Survivor matching fund drive. The funding will provide bridge funding for rent or mortgage coverage for up to 50 families. Families can remain stably housed, preserving progress and recovery, employment, school continuity, emotional stability, and most importantly, prevent displacement from Altadena. If you're interested in donating, please scan the QR code in the upper right-hand corner of the slide. And then the Chamber of Commerce is now accepting applications through December 15th. It is for their Altadena Business Recovery Grant Program, Round 3. It's for Altadena businesses and nonprofits only. The grants are available in amounts from $500 to $1,500. And for more information, please scan the QR code on the flyer or go to altadenachamber.org. And Altadena Steadfast has a virtual community workshop happening this Wednesday, December 10th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's a virtual session to explore parks and open spaces and community gathering and placemaking. They want to hear from as many Altadenians as possible so you can get your opinions heard about how these spaces are going to be developed in the near future. To RSVP, please go to info@altadenasteadfast@gmail.com, or you can go to their website, which is steadfastla.com/Altadena Steadfast Urban Design. And you're invited to Return to Raymond. It's put on by Raban Development and the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. It's an Altadena groundbreaking ceremony. Come celebrate new beginnings as an Altadena family breaks ground on their new home after the fire. There's going to be yummy food and refreshments. This is also happening Wednesday, the 10th. It'll be at 11 a.m. and the address is 3271 North Raymond Avenue, again in Altadena. And the Water Cooler is having the Holiday Lit Corner with author Sandra Evers Manley. Come vibe with them for 2 special book readings and signing sessions of her Raised by Mrs. Manley and Her Elves. It's Thursday, December 11th from 11 a.m. at 11 a.m. and at 6 p.m. It's designed for seniors, children, and families, because this story is for everyone. If you want to attend, please RSVP by going to info@jazzyjamfoремpowerment.org. And to learn more, you can go to the website, jazzyjamfoремpowerment.org. And this location is going to be at the Paseo, Colorado, which is at 300 East Colorado Boulevard. It's going to be in Suite 150 in Pasadena. And there is a interim rebuilding 101 workshop. It's a pre-construction management. Plan it right before you build. It's taking place this Thursday, for December 11th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30. This workshop focuses on helping fire-impacted homeowners build a realistic pre-construction game plan before they spend insurance money on the wrong plans or the wrong builder. It's taking place at 409 East Woodbury Road in Altadena. And as we've indicated last week, the Altadena Town Council is having a holiday celebration. It's taking place on the 16th of December from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. However, RSVPs are required by the 12th, which is Friday, I believe. And there's going to be a Rose Bowl Stadium tour from 5 to 7. The Town Council meeting will then begin at 7 p.m. with holiday bites and beverages being provided. Day 1 17th annual Cherishing Children is taking place this Friday, December 12th. It'll be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at 175 North Euclid Avenue in Pasadena. Please scan the QR code to register, or you can go to bit.ly/cherishing-children. And there's the Armory Community Holiday Decoration Workshop. They're asking that you join their teaching artists to make ornaments and festive decor for yourself, or to donate to the community impacted by the Eaton fires. It's also taking place December 12th. It'll be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Armory Center for the Arts, which is located at 145 North Raymond Avenue in Pasadena. It's free and open to all, but they do encourage that you RSVP by scanning the QR code. And let's see here. La Pintoresca is having a tree lighting ceremony this Friday from 5 to 6 at La Pintoresca Park at 45 East Washington Boulevard. The John Muir Ensemble Choir will be there. Chocolate story time, arts and crafts, face painting, tamales, and champorado, plus a visit from Santa. Looks like if you would like additional information, call the Teen Education Center at 626-744-8052 or the La Pintoresca Public Library at 626-744-7268. And the NHS and RLA, the Restore Legacy LA Coalition, is having a rebuilding and recovery workshop. Again, this is going to be Saturday, the 13th, from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's serving wildfire survivors with interim housing and small business support, low-cost construction management, technical support to select general contractor or architect, mission-driven real estate services, as well as estate planning, legal services at no charge. It's taking place at the Eaton Fire Collaboratory at 540 West Woodbury Avenue in Altadena. They do ask that you register by scanning the QR code. If you would like to contact them for more information, you can go to nhslacounty.org or contact 213-381-2862 via phone. Excuse me. A couple more. There is Holiday in the Park at Loma Alta Park this Saturday, also from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's at 3330 North Lincoln Avenue. There'll be arts and crafts, shows, and treats. But they do ask you to bundle up because they're actually bringing snow to the park. So definitely go and join that. It'll actually be entertainment and performances. hands-on craft experiences, create an edible treat, family and friends, photos, and delicious snacks. Should be a fun event if you can attend. And the second Saturday concert series featuring Rhythms of the Village will be taking place this Saturday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the main library main floor, which is at 600 East Mariposa Street. To register, please go to altadenalibrary.org/programs or scan the QR code. There will be food and drink available for purchase. And it is an indoor event. So please register early so you can make sure that you are able to attend, because it's pretty popular. And as Tony had mentioned, there is the Christmas experience happening this Saturday at 6 p.m. at Paznaz at 37 East Sierra Madre Boulevard in Pasadena. If you'd like to get tickets that are secured by Altadena Talks, you can go to altadenatalks.org/VBC TIX, TIX. And Sasha Renee Perez is inviting you to join for the Winter Wonderland. It will be December 14th from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. There'll be music, Santa Claus, and activities. It'll be at the Pasadena City Hall Rotunda at 100 Garfield Avenue in Pasadena. They do ask, please bring a new unwrapped toy, which is optional, for donation to support local children this holiday season. And then the Altadena Chamber of Commerce presents Rebuilding Together Chamber Holiday Business Mixer. It's actually taking place on the 17th, which is a Wednesday of December from 5 to 7 p.m. However, they are asking that you RSVP by the 15th. So it's the Altadena Town and Country Club at 2290 Country Club Drive in Altadena. Get ready to jingle and mingle poolside. Drinks and nibbles will be served, and dress warmly. And I'm going to skip this one for now. I'll talk about that next week. So I brought everybody back on. Brian is off. Oh, there he is. I love how you rose back into the Tony-esque.
Right? Down from below the side. All right. Well, looks like we are wrapping up today. So I don't know who we're going to have on tomorrow. There's a couple people I've been speaking with, but the way Allison, when she was on Thursday, talked about the demo, I certainly thought it was for tomorrow. And then on Saturday, she was like, oh, I didn't mean next Tuesday. It's the following Tuesday. And I was like, oh, great. So, but I do know it's going to be at 10 a.m. next week, Tuesday. So we'll have to get out there. But so now I am looking to see who am I going to have on tomorrow.
So it'll be a surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
So all day I'm going to be working towards that just to see who we're going to have on as a guest. I'm really trying to, well, Jarvis and Elaine said that they would be willing to come on, but they would prefer a Thursday. So they may be coming on this week. They are in the rebuild process. They happen to have gone with Kendra, and they are framing, like their framing is pretty much done, and they're about to start putting their not sheetrock, the sheathing, the outside wood that goes on. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, and hopefully they will be on very, very soon, but excited about it. So they may be on Thursday, but I will let you all know. Yeah. I just want to say this too before we hang up or get off the podcast. I think people should relax on getting freaked out, because the first home that a builder purchased a lot and built is up, and well, yeah, it's up, but it's quote unquote for sale for 1.9 million, and people are like, no, it shouldn't be that, but it is right there on Mount Curve above Farnsworth Park. It looks like a
What do I mean by they shouldn't be that? What's that mean?
Homes were selling for close to that before the fire. So I mean, come on.
They were selling for that or more, and the home values up there are that. So again, that's why I'm saying people calm down. Just like in the beginning, everybody's like, "Oh my God, all these people are gonna buy that aren't from here. They shouldn't be from here." There are less lots that have sold since this fire than sold before with the house on them, and the downturn in the sales is quite a bit because when buyers at first were like, "Oh, I can get a lot and rebuild," they didn't realize that
All the hoops.
no, it's not about all the hoops. When you buy that lot and you build on it, then you're looking at 16 to 20 grand a year in property taxes alone, right? So the part about people's legacy and keeping a lot and passing it down, having it in a trust, passing it down through your, generations, people had to realize, oh shoot, we lose that old property tax and the new property tax that's going to be added on that house. Can we afford the mortgage on a 1.9 or whatever, plus 20,000 in property taxes, give or take between 16 and 20. And so now people are like, oh, okay. And then even if you buy a burned lot, you've got to get a construction loan if all you're trying to do is come in and sell it, right? So unless you're a major investor or a corporation, what benefit is it to you as an individual if you buy a lot for 500,000 or 600,000, but it takes another 600,000 or 700,000 or 800,000 to rebuild on, and then you've got to be able to pay all of your purchase for your lot plus your construction loan and all of that off, and what profit, if any, are you going to make? So I think that reality has sunk in, and people are less likely to just be like, oh, I'm going to go buy a lot and build, right? Those two scenarios. So, but there are less lots that have sold since this fire than properties that were selling before the fire. So even with this one, people relax. It's on, not on Wapello, I'm sorry. It's at Mount Curve and Lake, pretty much right above, and you could drive up there and see it. But it's been listed, but the listing photo is the rendering of the corporation, right? It's not the actual photo of the property. It's nothing on the inside or anything like that. So I just say, if you have a lot, even if it takes a minute because your home or your lot was not in your name, it was in your grandmother's. Now that they've passed that law, you can prove that was your lineage and get that deed in your name and do what you need to construction loan wise, or if you had insurance to rebuild that, hang on to it. If you didn't have it in a trust, put it in a trust. Make sure you have a good trust attorney that can help you with that and make sure everything is right if you want to have your legacy continue, so you pass it down for generations within your family. So that's all I want to say about that, because people are just freaking out as things pop up. And, people are like, oh, that's going to make property values skyrocket. No, the property values were already that. So again, the property values were 1.9, 2 million, 2.3, all over there at, in the Lake region, either east of Lake or between Lake and Marengo or whatever. They were already that. So rebuild your houses, stay in them. Do what you need to do, have that amazing property value, and keep it pushing. And now you have even more because it's all brand new and it's fire resistant and all of the hardening and all of that. So do what you need to do, get back in your homes and enjoy it. But if you can, don't sell your lot, because that's a lot for people to think about. And can they afford to have those type of loans, right, on land? And if you're not an all cash buyer, and then to build, and then, property taxes on top. So, sounds like my chair needs some WD-40. It's squeaking. I gotta go to the garage and get it. I don't know if you can hear that or not when I scooted in the back. That. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful, what is today? Monday. Have a marvelous Monday. Yeah, I'm going to the garage. That's where mine is. Go straight through that kitchen door, go out there and get it. And
you know why I got this? I had to get that door. I'm about to get this chair and that chair.
Yep.
Cheer.
Yeah, the door behind me.
Cheer.
Yeah, I can't stand that. I keep
No,
that
the
on.
door.
As soon as I hear anything squealing, even my garage door, the rollers,
Man,
I'm like, oh, let me go do. I cannot stand to hear anything squeak. So yes, that's why I said, oh, gotta go to the garage. I just heard it. Yeah. All right. Well, have a wonderful, marvelous
Sherry told me
Monday.
don't spray nothing on the bedroom door because every time I come in, I already come in the room real quiet. And I frighten her every time. She's like, oh, I didn't know he was here. I'm like, the dogs can tell you I'm walking in. They get up and come to the door.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Have a great Monday, everybody.
All righty. Take care. Toodles.
Peace.